great feedback. Always when you get a chance to go out there with the guys and go against the offense a little bit, see everything that our front office has brought together with the new guys, some of the old guys, how better they've gotten already, and then just challenging the defense to match that energy and each other, keep feeding off each other. That's a great opportunity, great experience. You know, Deion Henley just talked about treat every day like it's your first day, and that's a powerful message, especially for those who love the game. And if you go out there every day and a little nervous about some things, a little like unsure, you tend to give it your best effort. You try to lock in on the details, and you can see that today compared to last year. The guys did an awesome job.
What excites you the most about your group heading into year 2?
Well, you know, all the guys excite me. Durbin for sure. Like I love coaching Durbin. He's a big reason I get up, no complaints, come to work, roll with it. The other guys, Lloyd Gilman's done a great job. Elijah and Cam are coming along just fine, doing a great job as well. Tarheem still has done a really good job of just maturing kind of overnight. It seems like he's a different person, and he's doing a great job. And then the new guys, the additions have been really helpful because they're vets, and they're really good for Tarheem and Cam, 2 young corners. To have Ben out there and D-Jack out there, like really helps them continue to take their game to the next level. And even Josh Taylor's been really doing a great job this offseason. So excited about those guys, and excited about the new guys too.
How much of a jump can you get from year 1 to year 2?
Well, you know, I'll really be honest with you. I think you have major jumps in a year. For example, in 21 in Michigan to 22, we thought we took a big jump. You know, kind of did, and the next year we had the same team pretty much. Hey, we refocused on things that we can do better. It's not what we do, it's how we do it, and we took a larger jump. And I see that already. You know, we focus on, this is what we do, but it's how we do it's more important. And the guys have really done that. And that's why everybody loves Derwin James, because it's how he does things, right? He practices hard, he plays hard. He communicates loud, aggressively. He's physical when he tackles, physical taking on blocks. He wants to cover the best cover guy. You know, so it's how he does it, which makes everybody else kind of rise to the top. So I think we can take a big jump every year. As long as we're focused as coaches and players, that's what are our blind spots. Let's improve on those. Like, don't take it personal, take it serious, as my wife would say. She tell me that every day. I mean, okay.
Better listen.
Say what?
You better listen.
I better listen. I do, I listen.
You mentioned the new guys. I assume you were involved in that process of getting them here, and Dante and Benjamin. Like, what is it that you saw with how they played that you thought would fit in well here?
Well, I'm big on maturity. I think that the way they approach the game, when we spoke to them, they came up and hung out with us, like their IQ, their football IQ and awareness was off the charts. They've been coached by a couple guys I know who I know do a great job of developing them, so I thought it would be a great addition. Want to get a bigger corner and want to get some more speed out there, so I thought we kind of did both with that. And again, like I said, just the maturity, their leadership, and then giving them like I told them, a new opportunity on life. Like, we thought it worked well with Christian Fulton, you know, and I try to relate to the guys, not just X and O's, but try to figure out, you know, what's been lacking in their career so far. And so we sit down, man to man, and we talk quite a bit about things that we can work on technique-wise, habits, just anything that I feel that maybe was slighted them in their previous organizations that can help them kind of propel themselves to be in elite corners.
You mentioned Tarheeb's maturity. How have you kind of seen that manifest in the last couple of weeks or months?
Well, we've seen it manifest since the season was over. You know, he's been around. He's really taken a liking. Khalil Mack has taken him under his wing, as well as the other older defensive backs. But and, you know, and I love when you see young players run towards greatness, and not the other direction. And it's awesome to mimic their habits and what they do, especially their good habits. And Tarheeb has really done that. He's really grown up and matured. He accepts coaching and criticism even in a different way. He did last year too, but it's even better because I think he's had success, so he knows that it works. But he's really done a really good job. And the thing I'm seeing him do, seeing him lead, he's in the front. He runs, he tries to win every sprint. He's in the front of every drill. He's talking to the young guys. He was just there last year this time. So just seeing that growth from a guy is really important to me, and I love it so far.
Just with Derwin, like last year, in the offseason, you guys obviously had an idea of how you were going to use him. But now that you've had a full season where you can sort of define his role, play him at nickel more and sort of use him in those ways closer to the line of scrimmage. How does it help you going into this offseason as far as fitting the pieces together in the secondary, kind of knowing exactly how you guys are going to want to use Derwin, having sort of that proof of concept from last year?
Well, I think we're right on task because moving him around, he's like a chess piece, and then it allows you to create other guys as chess pieces too. So Tarheed plays inside and outside. So does Jahsir. Derwin can play safety, nickel, both safeties, base, nickel, and dime. Then we have some other guys that have watched him, and now we're moving them in that same direction. Tony Jefferson can play every position. A couple of the new guys we're bringing in, want them to learn dime too. So having him as a chess piece helps the guys believe in versatility. And I always talk to the older guys, they get it because they know as your career goes longer, you may have to change positions, right? So if you continue to be versatile, you continue to be marketable. So when those new guys see the success they have, they want to do the same thing. I've always been a guy, I don't like, just because he's a number 2 on the depth chart, he might not be the number 5 best defensive back we got, or number 4. I want the 4 best, the 5 best, the 6 best out there on the field as much as possible. So you'll see guys interchange. Even last year, we repped a couple corners at safety when we started getting thin, just in case we had to use them. So I like guys being able to learn every position.
How much competition are you expecting in training camp for the 2 outside spots when Derwin's at nickel and Derwin's at safety? Just what are your expectations now?
It's competitive. Nobody has a spot. We want to see who's going to earn it. I know every coach says that, kind of cliche, but I rotate guys in. I put young guys with older guys to see how they function when they do know the right call. I put young guys together to see who's going to, rise to the top and be a leader. When the outside guys are going, back and forth, who's going to be out there? I want to see who's versatile and can play nickel as well. So not just being a corner makes you, for me, important. I like to see that you can do more than one thing. But it's extremely competitive. I mean, we drafted one in the 7th round, brought 2 guys in, and then everybody back except for K2 and Zant. So, I think it's extremely competitive right now. And even those guys were like rookies last year, right? Now they're the cream of the crop. They're trying to continue to get better. The older guys that we brought in are competing with them. And then some of the guys that's been around that's improved in the last 2 years are giving them competition as well. So it's awesome. They're going to make my decision really hard, and that's what you want.
Coach, to piggyback off of what you're just talking about, in the summer sessions like this, spring sessions like this, how often do you try different combinations to see who works? We talk about Derwin's versatility and moving here and there. Do you have enough time to try combinations against certain schemes to see what works?
Yeah, not so much schemes right now, more just like personnel or just put them out there. Like you got the little nickel, the big nickel, 3rd down nickel, and it just depends on what you're running, right? Same thing with you got base corners and nickel or dime corners. So for me, it's just putting those guys out there and putting one guy in, another guy, just seeing what he knows, try to throw him in the fire. He may not have repped it, but we've walked through it. We've had, the one thing with the NFL, you watch film and you see guys doing an excellent job. You want to compare all the time when you were in college. But we have plenty of time, to teach these guys. And they have really done a good job of taking to it and learning. So there's really not anything that anybody out there should know concept-wise. They should all know corners, know the rotations. They know why should you know the rotation, so you know where your help is. You know what the quarterback's looking at, right? That's football 101. So I think that they all should be able to learn it all, and I expect them to. That's our standard, not our like wish list. That's what they're going to do.
With Steele, Coach, what is about his makeup that allowed him to have the success as a rookie at UT?
Well, if you're talking about just on the field, he has a really good knack. He's got a big picture vision. He's one of those defensive backs that can see from sideline to sideline. He sees what's coming to him. 2 of his interceptions, I believe, he was in the coverage and he slipped off and came up with the interception. And that confidence to do it, right? That knack to do it, the instincts to do it, I think is what separates him from a lot of young corners. Instincts is something that's kind of getting driven out of the game. So, because all the 7-on-7 and all that stuff, he's just got a knack for finding the ball, seeing the formations, and he does a really good job with that. I think that's what separates him on the field. Off the field, like I said earlier, it's just his maturity and his growth. Something that you would like to see in every player every year, and that's what's really helped him.
What do you expect from him this year?
What do I expect? Well, my standard for him is be out there on the field, make plays, right? Tackle, want to see that improvement for sure. I'm a tackling guy. We're going to tackle every day. Leveraging the blocks better. He gave up 2 big plays last year because he went inside the blocks to the outside. doing a better job of leveraging the block and crack replace. Those things initially is what you want to see. And then just his understanding of the game. You know, a lot of these guys that play with instinct, sometimes they don't really understand what you're trying to get them to see until like a year or two later. And we were actually, he and I were just talking, I think it might have been today, this morning, and he was just saying how he's seeing it a lot clearer. And he heard us, he listened to us last year, but he couldn't really hear us because it just wasn't a clear picture for him. Because there's a lot of moving parts. Now everything is slower to him, so now he actually hears us, understands us, and he can go out there